Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Divorced Sistas. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Oh, and I forgot to say, this is episode 6. So when the episode first opens up, we pick up where we left off with Rasheeda and Jefferson still in the driveway. So Myron done called and Jefferson trying to grab the phone from Rasheeda to clean it up. Talking about, hello? Who the hell are you calling, Myron? He's talking about, Denise, is that you? Sorry, Pastor. I just hit redial. So both your wife and Pastor Loverman were both getting into the car at the same damn time? Okay, Myron. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I know they done wrote it to go another direction, honey, but I'm not buying it. They ain't fooling me. There is no way that this was a mistake. This is not the 90s. Redialed? I just redialed. When you have a cell phone, if you call the last number, redial or not, I'm sure that number is saved. And it's saved in your phone as Bay. Okay? And you ain't fooling me. So Rasheeda is disgusted, honey. So she walks on into the house because how dare you? I know that's right, girl. Trust your instincts. So he calls Myron back and he's like, I'm sorry, Pastor. He's like, Myron, what's wrong with you? What do you mean, Pastor? I'm like, what is happening here? Child, this is crazy. Talking about, I thought I was calling Denise. Listen to me. If it ain't nothing with Myron, secretly, he got to be in love with Jefferson, even if Jefferson isn't participating in the love. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, we've been led astray, bamboozled, hoodwinked. It's applied to scheme, honey. It is applied in a damn scheme. Do you hear me? So Jefferson is like, I believe you. It's okay. But you don't listen to me. I'm like, what is going on, child? Hang that damn phone up with Myron and cuss him out and fire him expeditiously. So after they get off the phone, Jefferson says a prayer for Rasheeda and his marriage because too much is happening all at once. So then his phone rings and it's Tiffany looking for Rasheeda. Now, Tiffany, girl, I don't know what type of acting this was or what was going on, honey, but this little snippet right here was a fool. It was given very much the original Sistas where they take too long to complete a thought and they drag things out. He was like, I messed up last night. She didn't tell you? Oh, not you too. I was like, what? Because first of all, why you calling my man? If you can't find me, baby, I can't be found. Number 2, if he says to you, I messed up, I wouldn't be like, oh, not you too, Pastor. I'd be like, messed up how? Boy, don't piss me off. Let me hang this damn phone up and call Rasheeda. I'm not going to sit there and have no conversation with you. So at first they were talking about Naomi, right? And then he told Tiffany that Franklin is going to come after Naomi. And Tiffany's like, can you talk to him? He cannot. He said, Franklin was a different breed and you're a different breed as well, George Jefferson. So she wants to know why Rasheeda is not answering the phone. He tells her that he didn't cheat on her like Tiffany is thinking, but he didn't open the door. Now, when he said, I didn't open the door, I was thinking that Tiffany was going to be like, what? Is that all? But Tiffany said, well, you hit a trigger. And he's sitting there like, what trigger did I hit? So he tells her that Rasheeda stayed in the car all night long. And she says, oh, Jeff, honey, it's over for y'all. It is over. She probably is in the house looking in the mirror trying to figure out a way to stay with you. She said, I'm going to tell you 2 things that you cannot do to Rasheeda. You cannot hang that phone up in her face and you cannot not open the door. He said, well, she never told me why not open the door bothered her. And that's the thing, too. This marriage needs communication. That's what it's lacking. Because he doesn't know why it's a trigger. She's never shared why it is a trigger. So their communication is lacking. Okay, it's they got to get that together. So then Tiffany told him that he better go in the house and pour his heart out to Rasheeda because otherwise he gonna be getting an attorney on the line, preferably not Gigi because it ain't gonna work. Okay, so he's wondering why it's such a big deal. Like, tell me. She's like, well, I don't know. He's tell me, Tiffany. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, please tell this man what's going on. She said, maybe it's better that she tell you. You know what? It is better that she tell him. But you didn't give her that opportunity, now did you? So he wants her to go ahead and tell him. After about a minute or so, she tells him this story about how they went to a frat party and Rasheeda had this boyfriend. They couldn't tell her dad that they were going to this frat party because, of course, her dad is a pastor. And I'm trying to figure out why you got to get your daddy's permission. We in college, okay? Okay, I'm going to the frat party if I want to go to the frat party. And so they go to this secret frat party that her dad doesn't know anything about. She's in love with this guy. They're in the room. They're making out. So then his frat brothers knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. They knocked on the door and they came on in. But her man went outside and held the door and would not open it for her. And they ended up graping her. While all this is going on, she's begging to be released from this room. And he would not open the door. And Tiffany said she stayed all night in that room. Now, I was listening to this story and I was just like, this is heartbreaking. It really is. It's a very heartbreaking story. But Rasheeda, you have to express. I'm not excusing what Jefferson did, okay, at all, because he didn't even search for her. Okay, he didn't even look for her. Woke up the next morning and decided to start his day. Didn't even care to look for her. But at the same time, Rasheeda, you have to express why this is a big deal for you, okay? And why it's so hurtful. Because what you said was, it's everything that's wrong with our marriage. Meanwhile, Tiffany on the damn line saying something totally different. And I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm starting not to like Tiffany. Honey, it didn't take long. First, her mouth is too damn big. She cannot hold water. Every time she's sworn to secrecy, she blabs that mouth of hers. Ma'am, nobody asked you to reveal anything. I would never trust her. The only person I would probably trust would be Bridgette and Rasheeda. The rest of you, absolutely not. Moving forward. So she tells him this whole entire story. And when she gets to the end, he was like, no, stop. And she kept on going. And then another thing too, I didn't really like how she was so judgmental with Naomi. Like they don't see that man torturing her. Because when they all went back to Naomi's house after she had got released from the pen, it wasn't the pen, but it was Tyler Perry jail. After she got released from TPJ, they get down to Naomi's house. It was your behavior. Girl, shut up. You better be glad she ain't poured the coffee on the front of her and just got Lindsay Lohan's back, honey, please. And you better be glad she didn't get Franklin too. Get him again. Honey. Shout out to Mimi. Get him again. So anywho, I ain't like that. Also, it was not your place to reveal something so intimately important. That's her trauma. And if she chooses to unpack that with her husband, that's her choice. Not yours, Tiffany. I did not like that. I don't think I like Tiffany's character. I'm sorry. I didn't like that at all. Then she's like, well, you wanted to know. Girl, that is something huge to disclose. That's not something you just brush aside like, well, you wanted me to say it, so it's been said. You wanted me to bring it, it's been brought in. No, you should be like, you know what? I swore to my friend when this traumatic event happened to her that I would not share. That is something that the two of you need to talk about. It can actually open a line of communication. Allow her to be vulnerable and trust you with the information to see how you carry it. See how you carry her. Not sit your ass on the phone blabbing talking about so he never opened the door. So you better go in there and get your woman, but don't tell her I sent you. Like, no, that's not how this goes, girl, bye. So then she tells him that Rasheeda went to the door, he was holding it shut and he never opened it. And so Jefferson is like, his flabbers are gasted because, oh my God, I did not open that door. She said, and then she met you and you opened every door. She said, the only people that know this are me and Gigi. Yes, you and Inspector Gigi, okay? And she ain't say nothing. And you know why? Because she's up and down the street traipsing behind the pretty lady. And we're going to get to that a little bit later. So then she tells him, if you don't go in there and pour your heart out to her, it's over for you. Meanwhile, Rasheeda is sitting in there drained, honey, and sad, confused. She don't know what's going on. So he goes in, he's trying to touch her hand. And she's like, please do not touch the hem of my garment. Get on, Pastor, please. Do not touch me. So then he asks her, please look at me, Rasheeda. Look at me. Sheeta, look at me. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all getting on my nerves. She's looking at him finally. And he tells her that he was in the wrong for not opening the door, but he's just been stressed. So he goes on this diatribe about how he feels that he isn't pulling his weight as a man. And, you know, he's a bit jealous. He didn't use the word jealous, but he is. And he's insecure because even her book deal was bigger than his. He said the only reason why the people even come to the church is because of Rasheeda. He has to work really hard for people to like him. Rasheeda does not. Now, I appreciate the vulnerability and the transparency in this moment, but I definitely still have my good eye on him. I don't know, honey. Just something ain't right about it. Okay? Just something ain't right about it. He said, baby, please say something. Now, after all that, she says, okay. He said, that's it? Do you want to pray? Do you want to pray about it? So she's wondering why all of a sudden he has a change of heart. Girl, it's that meddling friend of yours. That's why he has a change of heart. He says it's because he cannot stand to lose her. And she's not buying it. She says, oh, okay, now suddenly you want to be vulnerable with me? Are you having an affair with that person that just called on that phone? And he was like, hell no. I said, baby, not the pastor cussing. And baby, they had the pastor using his cuss words. Do you hear me? He said, hell no. You know me. Does she know you? Because she thought you were going to forever open the door and you ain't opened that door last night. So does she know you? So then she says, are you attracted? Girl, listen. He might not be, but Myron is smitten. Okay? So then he says, hell no. She said, if you were, would you tell me? He said, I swear on my children's life that I'm not attracted to him or any other man. Baby, not on your children's life. Girl. What in the world? What kind of pastor would say I swear on my children's life? So then he starts to put his foot in his mouth, talking about, yeah, there are some women that I'm attracted to in the church, but I stay far away from them. I don't even engage with them. She said, like who? He gonna say Carla, Trina, Bonita. She said, ew, girl, not Bonita. Baby, something about Bonita Rasheeda don't like, honey. He said, but I don't associate with them. I only have eyes for you. Child, please. As he was talking, all I heard was there was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Delisha. Child, please. I didn't hear nothing else he said. Shout out to DMX. May he rest in peace. Boy, bye. Talking about you got eyes, only got eyes for her. When you clearly are eyeing these heifers down to the church. Make it make sense. And Bernadette done pissed Rasheeda off. When she heard Bernadette, she said, you know what? You need to go ahead and go to work. Don't you say another damn word. You just go ahead and go to work. I know that's right. Sir, please go before you piss me off. Go ahead and head on down to the church. That's crazy. He's talking about, what can I do? You can stop talking. She said, you can just give me some space. He said, tell me you'll be here when I get back. She said, I'm going to be here. So then he told her, I promise I'm going to never do that again. I'm going to always open the door. So he leaves. She takes a shower, gets out, and she calls Gigi. Baby, Gigi ain't bathed or slept. Sis is running on fumes. Do you hear me? Still got that same dress on, them same drawers on, baby. She ain't went home, nothing. Well, she did go home and she ate one grape and got right back in that car so she could go follow behind William so she could create a case so that she could divorce her husband and be with Javon, and she ain't fooling me. Now, she was asking Gigi, like, what's going on with you and Jefferson? Did y'all have an argument last night? She said, now, you know we don't argue. She said, okay, I'm sorry. A heated discussion? It was more than a heated discussion, that's for sure. So then Gigi was like, well, you know, I haven't showered. I'm following the lady. You need to go see the lady. Instead of following behind the pretty lady, you need to go see the lady because you're out of your mind. Okay, you are out of your mind. Girl, you don't want to bathe? You ain't brushed your teeth? You got on the makeup from the gala? Like, this is just giving unhinged, honey. It's just something wrong with you. So Rasheeda's like, girl, you need to come see me after you get through stalking that lady. Now, she ain't say that, but y'all know I like to put some zhuzh on it. But she did say, come on down to the church after you get through. So Rasheeda was asking about Tiffany and Javon. Here she goes, talking about, he don't even like her like that. Rasheeda said, well, I couldn't tell based on last night. Girl, please. He's just talking to her to make me jealous. Girl, you and him are diabolical. Y'all might belong together. And what's wrong with Tiffany? Why don't you think he could like her? Even though I know he don't, but still. So then they switch gears, and then she asked about Naomi. And she was like, well, I tried to call her, but, no answer, so I'm going to go by there. And Gigi was like, just wait on all of us to come, and then we can I'll go by there together. But make sure you call because you know how she like to be. Baby Naomi over there laying with Bolo, child. She ain't worried about that. So once she gets off the phone with her, Jefferson done tiptoed his way back in the house. And Rasheeda is like, what? I thought you were gone. He told her that he was leaving, but then he decided to wait for her so they could start riding together again. She said, I'm not going to that hospital. So if you came here thinking I'm finna tiptoe down to the general hospital, I am not. Honey, I know that's right. That back gonna stay ate up, and he can go down there and pray over it, and you can go on to the church. So now she's still not feeling him, but then he tells her, last night, I just want to say you were the most beautiful woman in the room, the most beautiful one in there. Baby, she was so taken aback. She said, what? What did you do? Because you don't even talk like that. Like, what did you do? So then he gonna tell her, well, it's because of last night and I totally screwed up by not opening the door. She said, who you been talking to? I didn't talk to anybody last night. She said, oh, okay. So you didn't talk to anybody last night, but you talked to somebody today. So he tried tiptoeing around it, but she knew that he had talked to somebody. Now, after she got done with her deductive reasoning, she figured out it was Blabbermouth Tiffany. She was like, I wish she would not have told you that. Oh my gosh. So then he told her, she told me about the frat party, but, I feel bad. So she's pissed because she feels like what he's saying is not genuine, because now he's doing all of this because he feels sorry for her and he sees her as a victim. He told her, no, it was basically a sign from God that she told me, because I was in the car, babe, and I was praying for our marriage, and he answered me immediately. And then Tiffany called me and told me this stuff. And he said, it really broke my heart, but it showed me just how much of an a-hole I was for not opening the door for you. But I promised to open all the doors, even the closed doors in my heart. I was like, child, where is the tiny violin? Okay. Now, she resisted at first, but then she finally kind of exhaled when she laid her head on his shoulders. So I think that she really appreciated the fact that they were able to talk about it. But there has to be more conversations. Rasheeda, you gonna have to open up and not let Tiffany tell your story. And the two of you need to not try to counsel everybody else, but get some counseling for your own marriage. Okay? And I mean, I'm happy that Jefferson gave Rasheeda what she needed, but I also hope that it's sincere. Now, I still got my good eye on him because that's just me. But this scene also proved that your own man be legit jealous of you. And that's how it really be. I feel like he's just admitting what I already knew. All of that misplaced anger and treating you like this and that is because they're jealous. They are jealous of their own women. In the next scene down at the church, Calvin is there waiting for Bridgette. So he comes up to Bridgette as soon as she walks through the door, and she's like, I am so sorry. He said, you want to tell me and show me how sorry you are? I want to know where Vaughn is because I'm going to have him arrested. I'm like, you the one came over there and started fighting. So what he getting arrested for? You came to where he was and y'all started fighting. Now you want to have him arrested for what, that key? Anyway, child. So she's like, I don't know where he is. I put him out. He said, well, where did he go when you put him out? She was acting like she didn't know, but eventually she said his mama house. So she said, if I tell you where his mom lives, then I know the police are going to find him. Now, as I was just watching this, I was thinking, who is Calvin to the situation? And why is he so worried about Bridgette? And I know I see a wedding ring on his finger, but he behaves like he wants a relationship with Bridgette because he keeps telling her what she deserves and how she needs a good man. And it's just the way that he speaks to her makes me think that he wants to get with Bridgette. But I see this wedding ring. So I'm a bit confused as to who Calvin is. Moving forward. So as they're arguing, he mentions that he's going to jail. And so up walks Rasheeda and Jefferson, and they want to know who going to jail. So then Bridgette and Rasheeda go into the office to talk. And Bridgette can tell that Rasheeda, then got her back blown out a little bit this morning, got her a little piece, and has seen the light. And they talk about that for a few minutes. She tells her how Vaughn and Calvin were fighting, knocked her over, and now he wants to send Vaughn to jail. Now, as they're talking and everything, I'm listening to the banter back and forth, but I noticed that they treat Bridgette like they do Pam on Sistas. They don't respect her for real. She's not a real part of the friend group. Because, I mean, they sun her, tell her to go away when they have to talk. And I don't like that kind of stuff. Why she can't be around? I'm not getting it. In the next scene, we see Gigi, honey, walking up and her cell phone is ringing, right? Now, she's completely dressed. She's gone home. She showered and she's put on a little monochromatic number. Looking good. Okay, looking good. And she's on her way to the car. So the phone is ringing. So she, silences the phone. Baby, she done silenced that phone, not knowing that Tiffany was standing right there. She said, oh, okay. So now I know you're ignoring my calls. Now, me personally, as soon as I would have seen Tiffany, I would have said, and what are you doing here? Like, what, are you stalking me now? Because why are you right here when I come outside? Girl, what is going on? The way I would not be dealing with Gigi, though, at all, because she's been acting funny ever since Javon showed up. And especially since he's showing interest, okay, and I'm doing air quotes. He's showing interest in Tiffany, and now she has an attitude. Now, I was watching Tiffany's body language and her facial expressions. She knows that it's been something between Javon and Gigi, because Gigi cannot hide it. She better not ever play poker, because we gonna know. That's why she told Gigi, yeah, I was talking to Javon this morning. Talk to him the whole ride here. And whoever wants to see this house, they ask for me specifically by name. I was like, baby, she trying to tell you something. So then he pops up. He has roses and whatnot. And the look on Gigi's face when she saw those flowers, baby, she is pissed. Do y'all hear me? Oh, she was pissed. And William is the one who told Javon about the house. William know. This solidified it for me. William knows exactly what's going on, and they are setting Gigi up for the okie doke. Gigi, you in danger, girl. Moving forward. So Javon is the one that called to request that Tiffany show him the house. And I felt like it was creepy as hell, and I don't like it. And why do you want to buy this house or rent this home or right next to Gigi and William? I feel like he gonna sneak over for a little taste while William is asleep, and y'all gonna piss me off. So he's all over Tiffany, talking about how he can't wait to kiss her. And I'm like, that's a little forward. To me, I would have to pump the brakes. Because why are you saying you can't wait to kiss me? We literally met 12 hours ago. What are you talking about? And the whole time you kissing me, you're gonna be thinking about Gigi. You are disgusting as well. So they have a little banter back and forth and back. And then the listing agent showed up. But the fact that Javon is using this woman is why they cannot even smile in my direction. Honey, I don't want none of them. Do you hear me? Don't come my way. Leave me alone. Let me stay in my bubble, because y'all be on that bush. Okay. Not all of y'all, but majority of y'all be on that bush. Okay. It's a plot and a scheme. And they sent y'all to come to me with the bush. Okay. Because this right here is just proving what's really going on out in the dating world. Moving forward. In the next scene, we see Gigi down to the ladies' yoga studio, baby. She done made her way down there. So she showed up smoking a cigarette. Tyler, please let a black woman's lungs rest. Okay, please. You got Danny smoking Mary Jane like it's a part of her damn beauty regimen. And now Gigi is smoking a cigarette? A nasty cig? Oh, no, ma'am, honey. Not the nicotine fiend. A cigarette? Oh, child, that's crazy. Gigi, why are you harassing this lady? Why are you harassing this lady? So, y'all, she walks into the lady's studio and she's like, hi, aren't you a pretty looking somebody? Well, it looks like someone loves you. Look at that rock. And the lady is like, we just had a class. The next one is in 2 hours. So everybody just, they were just looking at each other because Gigi's being creepy. Okay. It's giving little weirdo. And the woman then says, can I help you? She says, yeah, I'm looking for Maddie's mom. Okay. As soon as she said, I'm looking for Maddie's mom, I would have been like, lady, how did you find my studio? And how did you know I was Maddie's mom? I've never seen you. Okay, so who are you? But she doesn't say that. The lady says, oh, yeah, that's me. So then she introduces herself. She says, well, my name is Geneva and my daughter is in your daughter's class. So then the lady says, oh, yeah. Oh, hi. And then so she says, have you met my daughter? The lady says, yeah, I've met your daughter and I've met your husband as well. he comes to her drop-offs. Now, I would have immediately said, who is your daughter? Because she said, oh, do you know my daughter? Who is your daughter? You didn't give a name. You didn't say the daughter's name. Tyler, listen, if we're going to make this believable, you should have had her come in and say, hi, I'm Gigi. I'm so-and-so's mom. And she talks all the time about your daughter, Maddie. And the reason why I know who you are is because a couple of times I saw you with Maddie when I would go to drop Gigi off. I'm sorry, not Gigi, but whoever her daughter's name is, child, I can't remember. And so I just wanted to come and talk to you myself and ask if they can play together. But no, do you know my daughter? What daughter? Okay, like what? And how do you know who's who? Now, she must volunteer down at the school, because what? You would think Gigi would say my daughter's name is, and she is in Maddie's class, but that's not how it went. So the lady is standing there looking crazy. Then Gigi says, so I want to schedule a play date because they really like each other. Can I get your number? And so she's getting ready to give her the number. She said, does my husband have your number already? The lady said, no, I don't think so. Listen, the way Gigi will be ignored for being weird, don't come in and asking me no questions, honey. Ma'am, nobody goes this out of their way for a play date. If my son tell me right now today, I want to play with little Timmy down the street, I'm going to tell, because first of all, I'm introverted when it comes to other parents, honey, I don't want to be bothered. But I'm going to tell him, you're going to have to wait to play with little Timmy down the street and hope that he forgets. Because I don't want to be bothered. But you going all the way to this lady's studio to ask for a play date? Girl, bye. So they exchange phones. She's like, do you want to exchange? So they hand each other the phones. Hard stop. Hard stop. I do not hand anyone my cell phone. Even the people in the cell phone store. I do not. I'm always like, okay, hold on. I can show you. Let me show you what's going on right here. You don't have to hold it. Because let me tell y'all what happened one time. First of all, people crazy. They've been ran off with your phone. Number two, one time I was in a cell phone shop. This was years ago. And something was going on with my phone. I don't know what it was, but y'all, I had T-Mobile at the time. And I'm going into the place so they can do whatever. And the man is transferring, the information from one phone to the next. And he swipes my pictures. And it was one of my little thirst traps. And I was not expecting him to see all my goodness. And I was like, oh my God, y'all, I snatched my phone so good. From then on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I hold my phone in my hand at all times. I will direct you to exactly where you need to be, but don't touch my damn phone. Okay, now that's a story time. It's not really a story time. Moving forward. So while they're exchanging numbers, Gigi puts her phone down so she can record the lady. So she waits a few minutes. She smokes another cig. Now, y'all know I give y'all a whole lot of detail. Okay. So at the 38-minute and 14-second mark, you hear Tyler say, get wide on it. Tyler, not the camera angle directive. What is happening? So as Gigi is walking back through the door to pick up her phone, Tyler says, action. Baby, the way that I screamed, the way that I screamed. Now, don't get me wrong. I have uploaded an unedited version of a Sistas review before. I have done it. I was really, really tired. It was about 2:30 in the morning and I uploaded the review. And I didn't mean to upload that one. So I think that because Tyler writes, directs, stars, does wardrobe, does the hair, picks out the outfits, whatever Tyler does, he accidentally released this episode. Because what? So she walks back in, honey, because Tyler done gave her action. She goes in, she grabs the phone, talking about, oh my God, I forgot. I legit forgot my phone. It's just so much on my mind. She grabs the phone, she gets back in the car. Listen, when she got back in that car, she hit play. So then she's listening and all the lady said was, the strangest visit just happened. I don't want to talk about it here. I'll talk to you later on tonight. I'll talk to you later. Girl, that could be anybody. She wants this to be true so bad, child. So true. In the next scene, she shows up down to the church. So she goes in to talk to Rasheeda. She's telling Rasheeda that she went to the yoga studio and she thinks for certain that William is cheating with this woman. Rasheeda said, girl, you want this to be true so bad so you can have a reason to get back over there with Javon and make yourself feel better. Let's be very for real. So when you find out that he's cheating, then what? She was like, I'm going to confront him. And then what? Okay. She said, do you want to be with Javon that bad? Now she lied and said no. But then she said, Well, I'm just bored with William. It's the same thing day in and day out. Is this what marriage is? Just me being bored? No, ma'am. Marriage is what you make it, just like Rasheeda said. And I knew it. She likes the thrill of Javon. I told y'all that. I told y'all. Listen, girl, he was boring before Javon traipsed his behind back up in town. You were ready to go to the Eiffel Tower, go to Europe, Paris, or wherever y'all was going. You was happy about that, and you were happy with William. Then as soon as Javon shows up, now all of a sudden William is too boring for you. So then she told her about how he's looking at this house right next door, making it really hard for her to kind of get over him. And Rasheeda said, well, I mean, you always did like a little bit of drama. All this mess is turning her on. She was like, yes, and it's turning me on. And you know what? I hope William sets you right on up. Now, usually I'm on the women's side, but it reminds me of the 80-20 rule. You gonna lose your 80 for that damn 20 in his Beijing beard. That's what you think makes sense? And his knees knocked just a touch. Baby, I noticed it when he was running. You gonna leave your 80 for that 20. And then Gigi says, no, what are we gonna do? Rasheeda said, we, girl, you speaking French. Honey, what are you gonna do? Gigi started saying how Tiffany cannot be with Javon and she doesn't know about the affair. The way that they are talking about this affair so cavalier-like in this here church is sending me. Then she has enough nerve to say, so how do we get her off him? I wouldn't mess with either one of y'all. I'm sorry. I wouldn't mess with either one of y'all. May this kind of friendship never find me. You're sitting here. How we gonna get her off him, girl? So then she says, well, I know him. And if they have sex, then it's a wrap. Now, apparently, Javon is long and strong and she ain't never had nothing like it. So she does not want Tiffany to get a taste because if she does, she'll never get Javon back. This is the most inappropriate conversation in a place of worship that I've ever seen. It was just very weird. And it was weird the way Gigi was leaning in and he's so big. And I mean, it was just giving, I don't know, child. It was giving candy coated nice. Baby, it was giving Tyler Perry After Dark. Child, this is a fool. Moving forward. So she's up in there basically singing his praises, talking about he a good man. Rasheeda had to tell her, girl, a man using your friend is not a good man. Well, Gigi is an awful person, so she would know the definition of an awful person, and she probably would think that that person was a good man. She has the good man at home, and she's saying that he's too boring, so she likes this fool over here. So Rasheeda is trying to talk some sense into her, honey. It's going in one ear and out the other. Gigi don't want that man, and she ain't gonna stop until she gets a piece of Javon one last time. Okay, so it just really don't even matter what you say. In Bridget's office, she gets a text message from Vaughn that says, I can't have you. I don't have a reason to live. I'm going to unalive myself. Now, this is a very sensitive subject, and I'm gonna approach this with care. I feel like in this moment, Vaughn is being manipulative. Those tactics that he's using to get Bridget's attention, it's unfair. Okay, it's unfair. Now he has her losing it, trying to call him on the phone and get him to answer. So while all this is going on, Rasheeda and Gigi come in and she shows Rasheeda the text message that Vaughn sent her. So she immediately goes in to tell Jefferson. So Bridgette finally gets him on the phone and he's talking about how nobody loves him. His own mama don't want him around. His family don't like him. And she's trying to convince him that she does in fact love him. So Pastor Jefferson gets the phone and he's trying to talk to him too. And Vaughn is telling him, you know, I'm 30 years old. I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nothing. You know, don't nobody want me. Bridgette let Calvin attack me. Bridgette did not let Calvin attack you. Bridgette was wrong for letting that man come in that bedroom, but she did not. What was she going to do? Y'all knocked her to the damn floor. So Pastor Jefferson is trying to tell him, you know, I used to be the same way. I used to be where you are. And Vaughn is like, nah, man, you got a wife. You got nice cars. You got a house. My own mama don't want me. So we're dealing with some abandonment issues here and a lack of ambition and maybe a bout of depression. So Bridgette grabs the phone to talk to Vaughn. And then she hears, bye, Bridgette. And you hear a GUN go off. When I tell y'all I was not expecting that, and I'm still hoping that Tyler writes it to be something different, But then there was a black screen with a PSA about prevention. And I just want to say that mental health is a real thing. It really is. Now, he could have been experiencing depression. You never know what a person is dealing with and what a person is going through. And I feel so bad for Bridgette because I know that she's going to be carrying this with her. She's going to blame herself for this for the rest of her life. And I'm sorry, but Vaughn was really not thinking about anybody else but himself. He was not. And now she has to walk around with that on her because she decided to put him on the outside. And so because he needed help that she couldn't offer him, this is going to be forever something that all of them have to think about. But you know what? Again, this is Tyler Perry land, and it could have been something totally different. So let's just wait till next episode, because we all thought Jefferson and Myron was. Let's just wait till next episode, child. And that was the end of the episode. Listen, episode 6 was flowing along. I mean, I was wishing that we could get just a little bit of Naomi, because I want to see what's going down, but I don't want to see Naomi if she's constantly calling over Bolo. If that's all she got to offer, then we can keep Naomi off, okay? I don't want to keep seeing you just sit with Bolo and do what y'all do, and then you put the money on the dresser. I don't want to see it. Again, another great episode of Leave That Man Alone. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought. Oh, and Gigi, leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone and put that damn cigarette down. And scene. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.